I've gathered over 87 of the most insane Gooseworx responses so far. Let's not waste any time and let's go. What Jax likes that no one knows about? He won't let me tell you. Why is Jax like that? A big cocktail of internal issues. What does Pomni think of Jax? You'll have to wait and see. What does 57 mean and why is it in like every episode? Funny 57 make me go lol. If you were to change one thing from the pilot, what would it be? The dialogue. Would you ever work at Spudsy's? Bro, I worked there for 5 years. If I hug my Kane plushie enough times, will he feel loved? Definitely not. Which would you say is your favorite episode of TADC at the moment? Could be the finished ones or one of the upcoming ones we haven't seen yet. Probably like 8 or 4. Do people still get period cramps in the circus? Probably not, unless Kane for some reason willed it to be. Which episode will Jax suffer the most in? Haha. Oh. Will we ever see into Jax's room? Yeah. Which character from TADC do you relate to the most? This is gonna sound bad, but Jax. Who abstracted right before Kufmo? Ribbit. Why is the sun so toxic? Plasma. Which of the circus cast could Little Runmo beat in a fight? Absolutely none. When are we getting the soundtracks for episodes 5 and 6? I need the music so bad. Sorry, I'm tired. What's everyone's favorite animal? Does Jax like bunnies? Jax likes a lot of things he would never admit. More Kinger lore perhaps? I love him with all my soul. Thank you for bringing him into the world. Patience, we will get there eventually. Can we get a random Jax line from any episode other than the ones already out? I want you dead. What's your opinion on the funny bunny ship? I genuinely don't know whether the people who ship it are going to love or hate the direction the story goes. One random line from episode 8. It's you. We all know that Jax is your favorite to draw, but who is your least favorite to draw? Regatha. She's really hard to draw for me, and I don't know why. Who's your favorite NPC? Gummy Goo? It's not even close. Which character, aside from Jax, do you consider the most puntable? Kane. Can you please say a random phrase of Pomni from episode 9? No episode 9 quotes allowed. Will there be more singing moments in future episodes? Definitely not. Do you have a favorite joke bit from TADC of the ones we've seen so far? Probably Baron Mildenhall saying,
"Okay, I won't."
That one still tickles me a little bit. What is your favorite part of Jax's character design? His weird eyes. Was TADC always going to be 3D animated, or were there any plans to make it a 2D show? It was conceptualized with 3D in mind. What's your favorite scene in episode 2? The Pomni and Gummy Goo heart-to-heart conversation. Is there any chance at a Digital Circus Season 2, or is it a limited series? I don't really think there could be a Season 2. Is there going to be comedy in episode 3? There's comedy in every episode. If someone had the chance to just straight up punch Kane in the face, who would it be? Pomni or Zooble? When will Jax take his clothes off? He's tried many a time. Did you feel like any jokes didn't land or weren't satisfying to you so far in TADC? I hate all the jokes by the time the episode comes out. How would Pomni react to the Simps? I think she'd find Homer funny, but Lenny would probably be her favorite. How did you come up with the idea for Gangle's design? Max and Ribno or Mask and Ribbon? What do you plan on doing once TADC is finished? What's the worst thing Jax has done? You'll get to see that with your very eyes. I have a question. Is Kane capable of going out into the real world and transforming others into stuffed animals? He's just code, so no. Are you afraid of how big TADC has gotten in popularity? Oh yeah. What happens if you ingest the stupid sauce instead of pouring it into your eyes? You get like 32% less stupid than if you put it in your eye. Does Jax like grapes? Bunch of little balls gathered tight together? There's something wrong with you. Can you give us a line from episode 7? I'm gonna be sick. That was everything. Oh my god. Is Jax still the favorite after everything or no? Yeah. Is Ribbit a guy or a girl? She, they. What Moon loves in Kane? He makes her laugh. What does Jax do in his free time? You don't want to know. Do you plan on doing a musical episode? Or a music video? There are instrumental musical sequences in every episode. Will you ever make anything similar to TADC again? Maybe. I had a dream recently about a bunch of gangsters who get turned into puppets, and I might be able to turn it into something maybe. Thank you for making Kinger. He's so silly and I love him. Thank you for making him love him. Can you give us a line from episode 3? Haven't seen it yet. Hi, I'm Ghost Y. How do you feel knowing you've made it halfway through Digital Circus? Accomplished? Tired. Would Regatha make out with me? Or anyone? But me in particular. Just curious. Regatha would only make out with Sam Tries Her Best on Twitter. If you had to use 1 or 2 words to describe the plot of episode 7, what would it be? Except the beach part. Beach part. Do you know what you're planning? I do. What was your favorite song or background music to compose for TADC? I had a lot of fun with the therapy music. Is Kinger's fort bigger on the inside than it looks on the outside? No, it was only bigger in the past, because it needed space for 2 people. Is there any TADC episode that's going to be slightly, or even significantly, longer, shorter than the average 23 to 25 minutes? There's one that ended up being really long, but I'm not going to say which one it is. Which episode are you most excited for? I dread the day each new episode is released. I think I know what you're planning. You'd be surprised at how many people think they know that. What is the worst part of working on TADC? Trying to make the show live up to the hype. It never will. Random line from episode 7, please. You're only making the joke take longer. So, did Gangle actually try to commit, or was it just a genuine accident she tripped off that curb and into that truck and got ran over, or it's up to your interpretation? What's the most dangerous duo in Digital Circus? You'll have to wait and see. How do you feel about Zooble and Gangle being a ship? Is that problematic, or is it okay for me to ship them? I don't want to be disrespectful. You guys can ship whatever you want. I personally think they'd be good for each other, but you didn't hear that from me. The last couple episodes, we've seen circus members mention details from their life before the circus. Have they been able to remember things in their own with time and focus? Or did it require Kane? They all remember their previous lives. Is there anything awful that Jax wouldn't do? Yeah, there are a few lines he won't cross. Did Kane give Kinger his own solo adventure during episode 4, and will we ever see that? I think the joke works better if we don't ever see it. One question and one question only. Is Jax a loser? A pathetic loser. Will we get to learn a little more about C and A in the later episodes? You'll have to wait and see. What's a message you want people to take away from TADC? That there's meaning to be found in a stagnant life. Has Kane called the circus characters, as in the entire main cast, any incredibly stupid nicknames? Oh, you have no idea. Will people still love Jax after the episodes are released? That really depends on their personal taste in men. Can you tell me the names of the 2 crocodiles Gummy Goo has with him? Max and Chad. Why doesn't Zooble like to go on adventures? Have you seen these adventures? I really like your character writing so far. I find it very interesting. Was there a certain inspiration behind the writings for the characters of TADC, Breaking Bad? Did you have the whole general plot planned out before you started writing the first episode, or did you come up with some of it as you went? I plan everything out before I begin, so I can properly set things up that will be relevant later. Will you be taking a short, decently sized break after TADC ends? I can imagine dealing with everything that came with it can be exhausting as frick. Oh yeah. Since we're almost at the end of the amazing Digital Circus, how do you feel about the amazing Digital Circus ending? Oh, thank God. How does it feel to be 31 years old and have a lot of success with TADC? Back hurt. Do you ever wish you could got back and change anything? Everything? All the time? One thing I've always been curious about is whether or not TADC was one of those long-time projects you've had since childhood, or was it created only after Glitch approached you? It was thought up within 2 weeks of Glitch approaching me because I have problems with my brain. Do you think we could get half of a random line from episode 8? Zip-it-a-bap. What are your favorite jokes from any of the past 6 episodes? There's one involving a guest voice that made my dad laugh, so I'm pretty happy about that. Is Zach Hadel going to make an appearance in TADC? That sounds like something that would make my dad laugh. What was an unexpected change made to TADC that you now cannot live without? Like maybe an improved character quirk or a change in a song's melody. Something that you wouldn't change back for anything? Honestly, Jax's face rig in episode 6 was so good that I wish we could go back and reanimate his face in all the previous episodes with the new rig, because it could match all my drawings perfectly. Can the circus residents die? I don't mean abstract or anything. I mean, can they be killed or die of starvation or something? Regatha didn't die after being thrown into a fryer, so I don't think they can. However, there's a lot of speculation of one member killing the other. No, they can't die. They can only feel pain. I really hope you liked this kind of format. Let me know in the comments, and as always, see you soon in the next videos.